And everybody, it's Tim Reazor with Revere Asset Management. It's 3:30 here on a Wednesday night. So quickly, stock nerds and market lovers. Before we begin, we'll talk about market bottoms. Gotta talk to you about what's the disaster that's Facebook tonight. Also, want to talk Qualcomm and semis and where markets may be headed and why they paused. And so we'll talk about all that tonight. But before we begin, stock nerds and market lovers, a couple of things. If you want to really dive into market bottoms, the last two podcasts, you go to the podcast tab. I talk about it here in these bomb cyclone bottoms and finding market bottoms. These last two podcasts, I do it right there for you. And then if you have any questions, concerns, comments, you take umbrage with anything that I'm saying, all you have to do is email me, tim@revereasset.com, or listen, you want to talk to the fellas that make the buys, the sells, all the decisions for the portfolios, Alex, Don, Hunter, or America, you want to talk to America's fiduciary. I'm telling you, there's nobody better to talk to about life planning, tax planning, estate planning, finding that right mix as you transition into thinking about retirement, getting closer to retirement, and then moving on into retirement. We don't sell any products. We literally just do strategies with stocks, ETFs, for pension funds, mutual funds, all that other good stuff. So if you want an unbiased look at what's going on in your world, or your portfolio, or what you might have, or why life insurance is not an investment, why annuities, just insurance products, you're going to get the straight scoop from me. So with that, stock nerds and market lovers. Oh, you know what? A lot of people like to do this. I like to reach me here. So if you want to reach me here, at TJ Reazor is my Twitter handle. I like Twitter a lot. It's like we're texting buddies. You don't even have to follow me. You can just direct message me. They show up right here. It's like we're texting each other. I like Twitter a lot because it's brevity. When folks email me, they tend to be a little bit verbose, and I appreciate the brevity that is Twitter. And so with that, stock nerds, market lovers, these videos, they are for what? Your edification purposes only. Never ever do misconstrued advice. My advice, advice. All you have to do is, in fact, give me a call. So let's talk. So here are the S&P futures, okay, on the daily, on one of those on a daily chart. So we're going to look at these on a daily chart here as they come up. And so you can see a couple of things here. Big old top, 4808, right down here at the end of the month here to, what is that, 4212. And the retracement, if you do some fib work here, you got right up to the 618, and then you backed off today. Look, that's normal. That still gives you a couple closes above the 21 here, this pink line. That's still a potential shift in trend, but it's so difficult. We all got to start somewhere, but when your moving averages are not stacked sequentially, like they're not, like this is a 50-day, this is the 34, this is the 21, this is the 5, and the green dots are the 8. Like that's all kinds of messed up. And so, but when they start to stack in sequential order, like 5, 8, 21, 34, you get the idea. Boy, then the magic happens. You got to start somewhere, and this is an attempt at that start. And it's not going to be, maybe it will be, but I mean, it's a market, anything can happen. But right there, stymied at the 618, that kind of makes sense. By the way, when you get through the 50, 618 is your next hurdle. And so with that, let's see here. Let's look at the NQs. So NQs are going to be affected, of course, by what? Facebook tonight. We'll take a look at Facebook right after I do the Dow. But Facebook paused, the weaker of the two, right? Pauses right at the 50% retracement. You are not going to have, this is not above the 21 today. So you got one close above, now one close below. Let's see what all shakes out by the end of the week. And then let's look at the Dow here. Yeah. The Dow gets above the 618 here, so not too shabby. Dow stronger, 30 stocks, excuse me, a little bit stronger. And if we'll give the small caps here a cursory look. They are weak. A lot of these are the meme stocks. A lot of these are the SPACers. I'm telling you, this is a indice that is just fraught with a bunch of stocks that a lot of people don't want, and it's because of the valuations, right? In a quantitative tightening environment, these stocks had high valuations that are found in the Russell. They got bloated last year, and now they're just being cut. They're just being mowed down. But let's talk about Facebook. This is really going to affect markets. So Facebook is, I'm going to direct your attention right here, where it went out at 323, had earnings tonight, trading down 253. The move in Facebook tonight was plus or minus $25. Okay, and so you can see that clearly that is a little bit more than $25. So that's 3 times the move almost is what you got there. And so that is a big deal. So why is that a big deal? I want to show you something what Facebook just did tonight. Facebook, my friends, if I can get it to cooperate, if I get my chart to cooperate, there we go. Facebook, here is 20. So where's 3? It's trading at 355 right now. So, or 255. So where do you find the price level 255 on my chart? That right there is 284. Got to come down a little bit more, right? You're coming down here. My friends, this zone of support right here is where you're trading at. Do you realize that is the beginning? You just gave up a year's worth of gains. That's the beginning of February 2021. So you did all this nice work here, and now you're about to come right back down. That's crazy, right? And so, but that's quantitative tightening, right? Facebook has high valuation, and so there you go. And so there's another one that I reported tonight. So that's going to have, I mean, that's a big mega cap, right? And so let's take a look at its effect on the NQs, because the NQs that we just looked at on a daily chart, like, that's not so bad. What are you talking about? And you can see what happened here. And so, yep. And so that's the effect that Facebook has on the market right now. And so the same thing happened in the S&Ps. Not as bad, but I'll take a look for it. I'll show you since I mentioned it. Similar effect, but I mean, not, well, yeah, no, it looks just as bad. And so same chart, same effect. That's the power of Facebook. But let's get this back to a daily. And then I'm going to show you Qualcomm. And Qualcomm's going to have, if this, it's my belief that if the market's going to, you got Amazon tomorrow too, by the way, that could change the whole narrative. But if the market's really going to find something to rally behind, it's not Facebook, it's going to be the semis here. You got Qualcomm, like AMD had a really good quarter, but got caught up in the mess, down 2 points, but up 5% for the day, down 2 points after hours. AMD had a really stellar quarter. NVIDIA, I still have my NVIDIA position, by the way. NVIDIA trading down after hours just with the market stuff here. And we'll see if what NVIDIA can do. It got back up to the mean today. And so let's see if we can get through. This is a big level of resistance right here. And I wonder if it on the back, if Qualcomm, QCOM, we'll see what Qualcomm does. Qualcomm trading slightly lower. It wasn't much lower earlier. Qualcomm had a great quarter. And the move in Qualcomm was plus or minus $18. So down what, 7? Yeah, or 6, you're right in there. And so look at this chart though. This is a much different chart. See if I can get this to, I'll just come over here a little bit. This is a much different chart picture than what the Qs and a lot of things, even the video we've been looking at. So here is 180. You're trading like right up in here. And look, you're not far from all-time highs. Moving averages are a little bit of a mess, but that's the high. You're just a whisker away from the high. And that's super interesting to me. I don't know when the conference calls start for any of these stuff for Facebook or NVIDIA tonight, or excuse me, for Facebook or Qualcomm tonight. But it'll be interesting to see what they say if you get kind of a Microsoft type situation with Qualcomm. But that Facebook quarter is going to weigh, just like the Google quarter was great and uplifting for markets last night. It's like the exact opposite for Facebook. And so it'll be interesting how this all settles out come the end of the day or come the end of the week. So what are you to do? Like, and what are some big stocks you're doing right now? Like Tesla, right? Tesla already reported its quarter, as you know, off the 200, and it's just hanging out here. Like this isn't a bullshit. This hasn't shifted like where the market, the indices like the S&P and the NASDAQ are trying to shift higher and start clearing their 21s. Look at where Tesla is right in here. And so can it rally back to the mean? It's Tesla. Tesla can do anything at once. Yeah, I think the expected move to the end of the week is like 40 or 50 points. So, but right now it's trading down lower with market. Tesla's the 10th largest stock in the S&P. So what do you do for the rest of the week? Like, do you want to, do you get into, let's look at the VIX futures. Is the market done here? And the answer is I don't know. And so I don't think tonight's video is going to give you a lot of clarity. It's because I need to see another card. You can see here that the VIX went out at 23. The VIX futures went out at 23. They're trading lower, right? Like I find well, they're trading flat. So look, there's not a lot to be gained here by guessing market direction. This needs to work itself out. And the next card that you're going to see is going to come from Amazon. And so just like Apple stepped in to kind of save the markets there, and then Netflix caught a bit of luck there with Bill Ackman stepping in and buying some shares. I mean, but you came up to do a half-back retrace on the gap fill, and so you got your gap fill there. Now you pull back. Yeah, I think tomorrow is a really pivotal day in terms of will this market be sustained. And look, it can go either way. I mean, it can absolutely go either way, and to guess it is difficult. The thing is, you're trading. We talked about finding that bottom on Friday, and I said I think we're actually finding this bottom. Well, here's Wednesday. I guess this is Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. There's Friday. Now I think this is the battle. You're at the 21, and this is the battle. And so if you clear this is the NASDAQ future. Okay, if you clear this 50% level, 15.5 is your next target. That's the 618. That's the next fence, right? That's the next herd. And so you'll start to see NASDAQ 100 stocks lift. And then same thing with ES. But you got to clear these areas. And Facebook's quarter makes it difficult. And that's a lot of the concentration. I will show you something next here too. And we'll end on the equal weights. You clear the 618, you're going up to the 786. That's 14,680. So yeah, I mean that's a pretty big move. You're at 45. That's 100 points higher, more than 100 points higher. So I don't know if the market it feels tired tonight in light of Facebook. It might be a different tone or tenor, but let's do this. Let's look at the RSP. So how are the RSP, the equal weight ETFs, faring in light of their weighted brethren? What do I mean? So where Tesla is the 10th weighted stock in the S&P 500, Tesla is worth just as much as Salesforce.com, is worth just as much as Apple. Apple's worth just as much as Netflix in this RSP, and they still kind of look similar to me, right? And so how about QQEW? Same premise. Sometimes you can get a feel for what's kind of leading. Yeah, I mean, QQEW doesn't look really any better than the NASDAQ 100. So look, we need to see another card. Well, it's a good thing that Hunter has the video on Thursday, and then we'll come back with the podcast and the video podcast on Friday, and hopefully we get a little bit more clarity into terms of can this attempted rally, be sustained. So look, I hope it helps. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to revereasset.com. With that, I will see you at the next update.